So it's our classic 5-in-1 plan and our 5-in-1 active. So every Optavia client receives access to all of these things. They will have access to the Habits of Health transformational system and the digital library. I love that they have all the resources in one spot. They also have access to Optavia YouTube. We have so many amazing videos on there. They have access to their own Optavia coach. That's you. That is the most valuable asset right there. And also the private Facebook support page, our Better Together page, which is wonderful. Now we have an Optavia app, which is loaded with so many resources, being able to access your account, track your water, the recipes. There's just so much there. And the weekly community Zoom calls. We have the Monday nights and also the Saturday morning coffee chat. So our clients are getting so much with simply saying yes to changing their health. They're getting more than what they even imagined they would. That's something I really love. So the Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan, the client will be eating 5 fuelings a day and 1 lean and green. It's suitable for individuals who have more than 15 pounds to lose. They want to benefit of the fat burning and they desire simplicity. They want something structured where they don't have to be preparing all of their meals. It's all done for them. And someone who has mobility challenges or maybe cannot incorporate exercise for movement into their daily life, maybe if they're over 65 years or older and not very active, the 5-in-1 is perfect for them because there's no need to exercise. You simply trust the process, eat the food, and you lose the weight. It's based on science and it's very predictable results. And the 5-in-1 plan, these are the essentials. 5 Optavia fuelings that are provided by us and 1 lean and green meal that is not provided. They do need to practice on creating that perfect lean and green meal, and we guide them through that. They can dine out or they can make it at home. 64 ounces of water per day, or half of their weight in ounces. And also eat within 30 minutes of waking up, no more than 3 hours. So you want to eat within 2.5 to 3 hours a day, every day. And also eat entire weighed lean and green. So I know sometimes my clients are like, but I'm so full, I don't think I can finish it. That's okay. Maybe eat it in 2 portions if you have to, but it's important to eat the full lean and green before you go to bed that night, and your 5 fuelings, and of course your water. And you also need to include the healthy fats, depending on which protein you're having. And 3 condiments are there just to help make your food more enjoyable, but you don't have to use them. If you don't need them, don't use them. 1 optional snack is also allowed. And follow the guide. Basically, if it's not in the guide, don't eat it. Keep it simple. If you want to see those great results, it's better to not deviate from the plan. And this shows a nice page from the Optavia guide where it breaks down the protein and the vegetable sources. And I love that with this 5-in-1 plan, there's so many to choose from. It's all broke down into low carb, moderate carb, high carb vegetables, and also the leanest, leaner, and lean proteins. And now we have this little chart that shows you whether they will be having healthy fat or not, with those little squares. So 2 healthy fats is for the leanest, 1 healthy fat for the leaner, and 0 healthy fats with the lean protein. And also the ounces are there of cooked weight, always making sure that the protein is cooked before they weigh it. And with the vegetables, they can either use a measuring cup, and half a cup is 1 serving of the more hearty vegetables, and then 1 cup is 1 serving of the leafy greens, like the raw leafy greens, and they need 3 servings a day. So I love this page. This is an awesome resource for our clients that I feel like it's really broken down so there's no way they'll mess up, and they have us to guide them through those first 4 days. Always having them send a picture of that lean and green is really important too, because man, sometimes I get some pictures and I'm like, where's the rest of it? And they're like, oh, I didn't have my scale. I just eyeballed it. No. I'm like, we need to measure it. We need to make sure you're eating enough. So this is a great page to always turn to, and maybe with your client, when you're on the phone with them, just go through it together. Even if they watch the Journey Kickoff call, they might have some questions.
Yeah, Diane, I was just going to say that, on the Journey Kickoff call, we go through all of this in detail for each and every client. And one of the things that we're probably not going to cover this morning, but at the very bottom of page 16 in the Optavia guide, talks about the vegetables that people should avoid. And we cover this during the Journey Kickoff call that they should be avoiding certain vegetables because they're either too high in carbohydrates or they don't have enough fiber. And those vegetables are corn, peas, carrots, potatoes, onions, edamame, and Brussels sprouts. And we think, well, why Brussels sprouts? Well, Brussels sprouts doesn't have enough fiber to keep the body in fat burn. And one of the other things that on this particular page too is that when people choose from the lean category, this is going to be things like salmon or a small steak or some ground beef or dark meat turkey, things like that, or dark meat chicken, and they only get 5 ounces, they don't get any healthy fats. So typically, when somebody is having something from the lean category, they probably are not going to want to build a salad because they're not going to have any salad dressing to go along with that. And so a lot of times I'll share with people that when they choose from the lean category, their vegetables are going to be something like, green beans, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, but probably doing a salad wouldn't make it appropriate because these meats themselves already have plenty of fat in them, so you're not adding any additional healthy fat. So that's just one kind of nuance when somebody's looking at this for the first time that they often miss.
Yes, that is something I like to mention. Like I use an example. So if you're having salmon, probably not a great idea to have a salad unless you don't need salad dressing. Maybe squeeze some lemon juice on top, if that's fine. But that's good to have them think ahead of how they will build those meals throughout the week. Okay, and optional snacks. These are nice. It's nice to know that you have them. You might not even need them, but it's good to let your client know, in addition to your 5 fuelings and your one lean and green, you may also choose from this list of optional snacks. And it's only one per day. So Optavia has snacks. They have the puff snacks or the popcorn. You can also have 3 celery stalks or a sugar-free popsicle. Also, the sugar-free Jello, which is really tasty, 3 pieces of sugar-free gum, 2 dill pickle spears, or some nuts. But the nuts, it's important to really pay attention to how many you're eating because it's so easy to go overboard with the nuts. They're crunchy, they're salty, they're delicious. So making sure that you don't exceed what is there. Sorry, it's so small. I'm starting to need glasses, I think. Half an ounce of nuts of almonds, 10 whole almonds, walnuts, 7 halves, or pistachios, 20 kernels. And I do let my clients know, go for the pistachios and go for the ones that are in the shell, because that'll keep your mind busy. You're having to peel them, and 20 kernels is quite a bit. And then what does that top say? 10, does it say something about 10 nuts?
Yeah, yeah. It says it's a coach tip, and it says snacks are a slippery slope. Avoid them if you can. And it's hard to stop at 10 nuts, and that's what you were talking about. That when people choose almonds, and you get 10 almonds, especially if you like nuts like I do, it's really hard to stop at 10. So if you're one of those that can't keep your hand out of the nut jar, then just don't do nuts.
Yes, very wise tip for our clients. All right, now we're going to talk about healthy fats. I love healthy fats because healthy fats are what help you feel fuller longer. They also help with your digestive system. And so it's important to always remind our clients about the healthy fats and question them about the healthy fats. Like when you ask for the picture of what they're eating and then you talk about it. Okay, what was your healthy fat? How many servings did you have? Just to make sure that they're eating enough of it, depending on their protein. But you can see there are so many to choose from the almond milks, the oils, nuts. And I love that the portion sizes are there for one serving of healthy fats and then how much you should be having. So this is a really important page. Do you want to add anything on that, Russ?
I think the only thing I usually add here is that, when people are looking at salad dressings in particular, that a healthy fat is when for example, a salad dressing is under 5 grams of fat and under 5 grams of carbohydrates. So just remember the number five when you're looking at a salad dressing, is that if it's less than 5 grams of fat and less than 5 grams of carbohydrate, then you can use it as a healthy fat on our program. So obviously, if a salad dressing has zero fat and less than 5 carbohydrates, technically you could use it, but the problem is there's no fat in there. And so the whole point of this is to add healthy fat. So we need around 4 or 5 grams of fat in a salad dressing to really give us the healthy fats that we need. So
Oh yeah, that's so important because sometimes clients, when they go to the store, they get the fat free. They're thinking they're doing themselves this great favor of getting fat free. And then I tell them that doesn't count as your healthy fat. It counts as a condiment in
right,
this case, but now we need to find another healthy fat. So then they
there you
pull
go.
out some olives or some nuts to put on their salad.
Perfect.
And this daily food journal is so helpful. It's found towards the end of the Optavia guide. And this is a great resource for you to start letting your clients know that it's so important to write down everything they're eating, everything that's going in their mouth, their lean and green, what the healthy fats were, any condiments, their fuelings. They don't have to write down the flavor of the fueling, but writing down the fueling that they're having. I have my clients write down the time too, next to where it says fueling, maybe like 7 a.m. bar, 10 a.m. shake, because that's something that in the first 4 days, I asked them, okay, walk me through your day. What time did you wake up? And tell me what time you ate throughout the day. And they just look at their little journal and they just read off the times. And I think that that's really helpful to really have them be accountable and be responsible for what they're eating and to report to us. Not that we want to be militant or anything, but it's just to make sure that they're grasping the program and becoming experts in it and walking them into a strong fat burn that first week. After that, we're not going to be talking all about the food next week. We're going to be talking about the life book. But this week, it's all about the food. And this daily journal is so helpful. You can even track water on there. I also tell them towards the bottom, you can start jotting down if there's anything that you're loving or any feelings that you're not loving. Because, in 3 weeks or so, it's going to be time to do your order. And you might forget which ones you liked and which ones you didn't like. So it's a good place just to document their journey this first 30 days.
Yeah, and one thing to kind of keep in mind too is that as a coach, if you really work with your client in every day for the first 3 or 4 days, maybe even on day number five, which is typically a Friday going into the weekend, maybe a text or just a little quick check-in on Saturday or Sunday to make sure things are going great. If you really help them dial in so that they master the 5-in-1 plan and they master their meal plan in the first week of the program, then it allows you to go on to other things. But until they master the meal plan, it's really hard to move on to the life book and some of the other resources. So really just make it your mission as a coach to help your client get into a really firm, solid fat burn and help them really understand the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very true. Okay, optimal weight 5-in-1 active plan. So this is just going a little deeper with clients that want to work out more, that definitely want to make it be part of their day. It says 2 servings of Optavia EAAs on exercise days and 1 on non-exercise days. So on days that they're not going to be working out, they're just going to be doing low impact, low exercise, then they'll always just have 1 any time of the day. And then on days that they are going to the gym, maybe going for a hike, a little more exercise, then they'll have their other EAA within 20 minutes of that workout. So I love that it's structured. I think that's what our clients really love about our program is the structure and that we have a solution for them depending on where they are, what their activities, what their goals are. And you can see here how it breaks down what low impact and then high impact exercises are. And it's so tiny that I can't read it, but I can read where it says, in the middle, the bold one. So the 5, 1, and 2, which is the 2 EAAs, is suitable for individuals who have more than 15 pounds to lose. They want to retain their muscle mass. They want to benefit of fat burn and desire simplicity of a structured plan, which is what we offer. And it's going to give them the quickest weight results. It also is for people that want to get lean while increasing their muscle and energy. And anyone who is active or mobile or desires to do low intensity exercise up to 45 minutes a day. So this one is great for most people. I would say most people would fall into this category.
You know, when you think about the active line of products, which Sherry covered yesterday, that after the age of 30, we begin to lose a significant amount of muscle. And so by incorporating the EAAs, it helps with that muscle retention and muscle recovery. And so people that are, you know, gardening or stretching or going for a walk or playing with the kids or, you know, housework, that's somebody that has a little bit of an active lifestyle. And then some low impact that would kind of fall into this category would be things like light weights, maybe an organized fitness class, some light elliptical, jogging, a short hike, less than about 7 to 10,000 steps. And so we're talking about people that have a deliberate focus on being active. And when they do, as long as they're not working out more than 45 minutes, the 5, 1, and 2 plan is a really good option for people. You know, up until the time we introduced the active line, you know, we only had our core plan of the 5 and 1, and we actually recommended people not to exercise. And when people were wanting to exercise a lot because they love the endorphins and the mental clarity, and you know, we were encouraging them not to do that, and that was always a little counterproductive to long-term health. And now with the active line of products, we can incorporate physical activity and a solid nutritional plan where people can lose weight and feel like they're contributing to toning and shaping and building muscle. And Diana, the other thing I wanted to make sure that we covered on this morning is that the 5 and 1 and the 5 and 1 active plans are the only two fat burning meal plans that Optavia offers. The other plans, which we're going to cover tomorrow, the 4, 2, and 2 and the 5, 2, and 2, while you can lose weight and build and lose a little bit of fat during that process, the only ones that are really geared towards fat burning and reaching a fast, healthy weight are the 5 and 1 and the 5 and 1 active. So just wanted to make sure we covered those 2
Oh
points.
yeah, that's very important. Thank you, Russ. And then I have the kit here that was there at the bottom. I think it comes out to 441.45, and that's without the habits of health. And then for whatever that says down there, with the habits of health.
491 with the habits of health.
Thank you. Yes, that includes 22 boxes and 1 bag of the EAAs.
And also when they order the 5 and 1 active, they also so that's for the active added to it. They're getting $130 worth of acquisition discounts as opposed to the 5 and 1 plan. They get $115, so they get an extra $15 discount for the 5 and 1 active.
That's great. Yeah, and it's just a matter of getting into the habit of taking the EAAs in the beginning, like we were talking about yesterday. They do have a distinct flavor, but now I kind of crave it. Now I really like the flavor, and I like the way it makes me feel as well. Your body needs to get used to it. So the 5 and 1 active plan essentials. They will be consuming 5 Optavia fuelings a day and 1 lean and green meal, 64 ounces of water a day, or half of their weight in ounces, and eat within 30 minutes of waking up. So I normally have my clients wake up, go to the restroom, empty their bladder, and weigh themselves first thing on Monday morning, and then start eating within 30 minutes to 1 hour of waking up. Eat no less or no more than 2.5 to 3 hours apart. So it is important to remind our clients to set up an alarm because they're going to forget. They get busy. They're not used to this way of eating. So set up a little alarm to remind them to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, and eat the entire lean and green, even if they're full, maybe split it into 2. And also their condiments are optional. No need to use them if they don't need them. And 1 scoop of essential amino acids every day, or 2 scoops on exercise days. 2 scoops counts as your snack for the day. That's important too, to know that if they're having their EAAs, then definitely don't have the pickles or don't have the celery sticks. And 1 scoop of essential amino acids during or immediately after your exercise, within 20 minutes, preferably. And 1 scoop any other time of the day. So whenever they're feeling like they might want it, or first thing in the morning is always nice too. Be active or mobile, and or do low intensity exercise up to 45 minutes a day, and follow the guide. If it is not in the guide, it's not part of your program. Like they say, if you modify the plan, you're going to get modified results.